Good morning, good morning. Welcome to 4 by 8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth, and this might be a lesson on what not to do. So, my granddaughter and I, Bella, played with a bunch of paint this past weekend, and this is all her stuff. So, well, these magazine pieces are mine. The really splotchy ones are mine. Um, and I love this right here. I love this blue. I love the center of it, especially. And I love the sound of paint on magazine pages because it gets crinkly sounding, and I love that sound and the texture and all that it brings. So I decided to use this even when I made it on Sunday because I was like, I love this piece of blue in the center and the edges, and it's colorful, and I love it. And I'm trying to get the edges so that they don't stick out quite as bad because it's getting kind of scratchy looking, although I like scratchy. And then the next task was to figure out what to put around the edges, if anything. I didn't feel like I could just glue this down. Now, my granddaughter says that this is square lips paper because it looks like lips in the center. That page there was in my art journal that I'm doing on the side to try to give me just ideas, and it's called a crinkly. Crinkle? That's what Bai Bun calls hers. Not that I think I'm Bai Bun, but she calls her first stage and everything in the crinkles journal. And I don't have a first stage of this. This is my first stage, but I'm playing in there with ideas. I'm really hot to trot on Halloween, big time. So I added some more blue to cover up the article that was there, and then I started pulling out pieces of paper. And I went through a collage book that I showed you the other day, and I thought, okay, well, what image in there do I like? And it was a rope that had a huge, like, rusted lock on it, one end. I thought, okay, well, maybe I could replicate that somehow. And I took this blue piece of book paper that I had painted and this green piece of paper that I had painted and inked up the edges and kind of wove them together. And that was not doing it for me. And then I decided to do something with some more deli paper, little pieces of deli paper. Nothing was working. This is the collage image that I was this magazine I was going through. And um I just I the more I tried, the worse it got. And a lot of times people say keep going until you like it. It may not be finished because I'm not so sure I like it. I like it better now that I'm finished with it, but I still don't like it. And the only thing that um, Michael Palin was talking about was traveling from um, Lake, was it Lake Catherine? Anyhow, okay, so I took my piece and I split it in half. And then I took this piece of deli paper that had watercolor on it, and I'm trying to create images with that. Not wanting to cover up all this swirly blue in the middle because I just think in real life, it looks even prettier. Um, I just don't know. But he's talking about he's done Adelaide now and Alice Springs, and he's on his way to Sydney, and he's on a train called the Indian Pacific, and crossing the Blue Mountains. So the blue is what attracted me to all of this. And then I added a lot of green, as if there were trees in the Blue Mountain, because he is finally starting to get out of red dirt and into green, tropical looking texture of um, landscapes now. And it's all very abstract, and I still don't know if I like it. I did really like the edging of this one, and it's brown on the blue. So then I thought, well, maybe I'm just going to scrape everything and make it brown on blue and start over. Well, I didn't. Um, it was just really, 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 really challenging today. I kept adding texture to things and outlining things and edging things and trying to integrate things together. And I don't dislike it, but I'm not so sure I like it. And I sure lost the effect of the swirly blue in the middle, I think, but maybe not. And then I started to think, okay, well, these are kind of some of the shapes that the indigenous people, the Aborigines, use in their art. Well, I can work with that idea. This is just shapes of Aborigine art as we're still in Australia. And this is where I started then thinking, okay, I'm going to put brown and blue and reverse like the colors. Brown paper sometimes, blue paper sometimes, brown ink sometimes, blue ink sometimes. I blah 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 blah. And admittedly, through all of this, I have done something to my elbow. I have bursitis or tennis elbow, without having any exercise in me at all or tennis. I've done something to my elbow. I don't know what I've done on my left hand. Um, so kind of in a little bit of pain here and a little frustrated and not kind of liking this all the way, but going with it and trying to pretend like I like it a little better. And I actually do than when I started, but I still feel like I lost that swirly blue bit in the middle. So then I went and connected the places that were connected. I used my Stabila pencil and just kind of gave them a smoky edge, just on the places that had any connection to them with other paper. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to add a little bit more blue because I did lose the blue effect, but this is where I think I went wrong. But it is what it is, and I'm going to leave it, and maybe it'll grow on me. And I know sometimes some of the pages aren't my favorite, but as an overall project, I love them all together. So that's what I'm going to go with. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to go with this overall project, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.